Daniel, hi mate, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Dan, can you hear me? Let's make sure we've got everything going the right way. Drop a yes in the chat box, mate, if you can hear me. I can't hear you at the moment.
Sure. Come on.
How you doing there?
Not too bad. Hang on.
See if we've got any muting going on, maybe. Dan, can you talk now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, got you. All right, fantastic. How you doing, mate?
Not too bad, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, great. Thanks for taking the time here, mate. My intention with GoJeo is to be a massive platform, and to do that, we're just going into beta release now, which basically means we've been working on it for 1.5 years. We spent about $250,000 on it, and we're just about to open it up to a small group of people, to the public, to kind of get their feedback, to make sure we're on the right track, to kind of walk you through on a personal level the different elements of the software, which is obviously not something that we're going to be able to do once we get millions of users, but for our first initial people through, to make sure that you have a good experience with the program and that it meets your expectations. So if that's all cool with you, I'm looking forward to spending the time.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Awesome, mate. Fantastic. So whereabouts are you? You're New Zealand based?
Yeah, Wellington, New Zealand.
Nice. Very cool. Wellington, South Island, capital of?
Bottom of the North Island.
Bottom of the North. All right. Yep. Awesome. Fantastic. So, mate, have you had a chance to log into GoJeo at all?
Yeah. I was on there the other day, and I just logged in this morning because I didn't set up my Gmail. So I did that this morning.
Fantastic. So what I've done, mate, is I've got a couple of set questions to go through just to make sure that we're covering everything off. If that, and then I'll do like a personal walkthrough with you and make sure we've got everything there. But the first thing is to explain what GoJeo is, and then from your initial impression, just make sure that that it meets that expectation. So for us, the goal of GoJeo is to provide a centralized dashboard to serve for all of your communications. So all of your email addresses, all in one place: Facebook, Messenger, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, YouTube, and as well as that, a place to manage your contacts, your shared files, tasks, to-do lists, and calendars. When you logged in, your initial impression, was that the feeling that you had, or did it strike you as something else?
No. When I first logged in, it was all pretty straightforward and self-explanatory, really. No, I went through the little wizard up the top to set up my my Twitter and Gmail and Facebook accounts. That was a breeze.
Right.
Yeah, no, and like you said, having everything in one centralized location is bliss. Not having to jump from email to Facebook to Twitter to Google is a blessing.
Well, that's what we're looking to achieve. So, multiple email addresses can be plugged into the system: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, everything like that. LinkedIn. So if somebody messages you in one place, it's shareable across everything. So let's say, for example, that somebody sends you a message on LinkedIn, you can forward that by email. Or somebody sends you a photo on Facebook, you can share that, on LinkedIn. You can switch it between. You can cross-pollinate the contacts, if that makes sense. So a contact that you have on LinkedIn is also, a different email address and a different Facebook profile, and you can set that up there. So that's kind of the goal that we're trying to achieve. So as an overall kind of mission statement for the software, what I've created is, what I'm looking for it to be is the first place you log in the morning, because that's where you go to check your email, check your Facebook, check your messages, check what's happened. So the first place you log into, in the morning, the place you check back in several times during the day, and the last thing that you update before you go to sleep at night. And I guess with catching up with you here just for 10 or 15 minutes, the major question is, to achieve that, did you think from your initial impression that we're on the right track?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely on the right track. No, it was very easy to walk through. If I could do it, I'm pretty sure anyone can achieve the same. No,
Awesome. I'm pleased to hear that. As far as I'm going to do a screen share up here and get the GoJeo dashboard set up there, mate. As far as the overall, I guess, point of the program, would you use a centralized dashboard like that? Like, I mean, is that something that you would find valuable as a consumer?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Yeah, well, the first thing I normally do in the morning, probably like the rest of the population, is check your email or your Facebook page or something like that. So this morning I didn't log into my email. I logged into GoJeo and just read them from there. It was good. And I could switch from Twitter to Google to Facebook and to my emails. It was handy not having to jump from page to page to page and everything like that. So no, I'm really enjoying it.
Fantastic. Thank you, mate. You kind of answered this one already, but when you logged in, did you found everything easy enough? Or was there anything that you had to look a bit harder for, or something that we can change to make it a bit easier on that initial login?
No, not that I could notice. The only thing I don't think has loaded properly for me is the Gmail, which I tried a couple of hours ago, but it says that it's synced and everything like that. But when I click on the email, it's got the Gmail tab up there, but when I click on that, it doesn't load anything.
Okay, I'll jump across and have a bit of a look in it. So from your initial look in, like, I mean, you got access to GoJeo a couple of days ago. Did you 100% feel what it was built for? Did you kind of understand immediately why this platform may have a place in the market? Like, was it something that was clear for you?
Yeah, no, it was definitely clear to me. Yeah, no, it was pretty self-explanatory. You'd have to not have used the internet or anything like that ever before to be a bit confused. No, it's definitely laid out very nicely.
Which is not in the marketplace. Obviously, the people who haven't ever used the internet aren't going to want to combine their LinkedIn and Facebook. But do you spend a lot of time online, Daniel? Is it is that kind of a part of your life?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And I'm guessing, this is an assumption, which is always dangerous, but my guess is that email is predominant in that online world.
Yes, it's forever being filled up with affiliate offers and this, that, and everything else.
Yeah, for sure. So in terms of email, you mentioned that this morning you jumped in and had a look at that via GoJeo, which is great. So do you use Gmail predominantly?
That is my main email
Gmail's
account.
your main one?
Yeah,
okay, cool. And would you feel like, obviously I'll jump across and have a look at what's happening there with the Gmail in just a second. Would you feel comfortable connecting your email accounts to this system so that you had them all in one place? Like, I mean, do you use anything else other than Gmail?
I've got a Yahoo email account, but Gmail is predominantly the one I normally use the most. And yeah, I'd feel more than comfortable logging into GoJeo to check it rather than Gmail all the time. Okay,
cool. Is there anything like Gmail? This is me personally speaking. Gmail I find so easy to use. It's so fast. It's so everything. And I know we've got to bring the email side of things up a bit in GoJeo just to get that kind of speed and simplification. One of the things I've noticed, and I've already asked our team, I've noticed that we need to get kind of the first few lines of an email. So, are you seeing my screen right now? Is that coming through?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool. Yep. So if I look at my actual Gmail account, I'll show you what I mean and get your feedback as well.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a second to load. So in Gmail, what I find is this first paragraph. So I can see, for example, Facebook, you have 5 new notifications. A lot has happened on Facebook. You kind of get the gist of the email from that first one. You know, is that going to be deleted or is that? I find that really easy to use. With GoJeo, I think we're missing that. That first few 100 characters of the email or something. Would that be a fair comment?
Yeah, definitely a fair comment. I think it would be beneficial to the user to, instead of having to open every email to see what it is, just like the first few words of what it's about would clear that up greatly. Just delete it straight away or open it and go from there.
Yeah. The other thing that I noticed, and I've asked our team to do, is things like multi-select. So, you know, I can select 10 or 15 different messages and delete them all at one time. You know, that first initial bulk delete out in the morning, which the guys have updated. So it's here. So I can literally go through multi-select and delete, which is great. So that's been added since last night, which is fantastic. And of course, that's something that we'll be always adding. And I've just noticed they've done the preview over here as well, which is terrific. So I can click on an email in the messages area, not from the dashboard, which I think we probably need to bring across, but I can click on an email, I can see, and I can reply direct from that screen as well. So do you see down the bottom there? Click here to reply for. Yeah. We've also got this this thing of add to tasks, which is built within GoJeo as well, and I'm not sure if you've found this yet or not, but we've also got this this kind of a task panel. So if you've got an email and somebody says, hey Daniel, can you make sure that you do this, this and this or whatever, you can literally create a task directly from that email.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's handy. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So do you use like a to-do list at the moment? Are you a ticker offer?
Yes, I've written myself a to-do list that I've got to complete by the end of the week.
Okay, all right, cool. So from here, for example, with this particular email, a single click on that email, I can add it to a task, and of course then I can create a new task as I go. I can drop in a message for that task, and from the tasks, I can also assign it to someone else. So a task can be assigned to another one of your contacts, for example. So somebody sends you an email and says, Daniel, can you please do this, this, and this? And you think, you know what, I'm going to outsource that. I'm going to get, you know, XYZ person to do it. So you can assign that task to someone else and it automatically pops up in their task list in their GoJeo dashboard.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's real good.
So, you know, tasks, shared files, that kind of stuff. The point of having all of these things all in one place is that you can share tasks across contacts, and you can also share calendars and appointments, and you know, make sure that everything's centralized. So you can literally do everything that you need to do from that one screen.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's real cool.
So, yeah, from the cloud storage, for example, if you've got, we've got our own GoJeo storage, but we also connect to Dropbox and Google Drive as well. So if you've got a particular file, for example, and I'm not sure if the screen's keeping up there, but I've got this particular file in my Dropbox, and I can click on share, and I can literally share that with a contact straight from my, from anywhere. So I can a contact from Gmail, a contact from Facebook, a contact from LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever. I can literally share those files directly from that dashboard as well.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. All right, cool.
Yeah, I went in and I added my Dropbox and my Google Drive to it. The only thing I would mention on that is like how you in the file when you went to Dropbox and then you selected a folder to open up. With some of the folders that obviously you have and I have and other internet marketers and all those people have is pictures and all that sort of stuff. Is it possible to get like a preview of what is in the folder, if you know what I mean?
Yep, sure. So let's go back. I'm just making that note so I can make sure we follow it up. So if we're in the cloud storage, we let's say I'm in Dropbox, for example, and I open up any of them, it doesn't matter, this one will do.
Yep.
So I've opened up a folder and a file within that folder, so let's say that one.
Yeah, so if you've clicked on one of those, is it would it be possible to get like a preview of what is actually in that folder? And
so to make sure that you're sharing the right thing.
Yeah, so you make sure you're not sending a photo that's named something else that is completely different to what you want to show someone, sort of thing.
Understood. So just make a thumbnail. That's a great suggestion, mate.
So you can preview what's inside the actual folder.
Yeah, that is a great idea. I will ask the guys to put that into play. One of the other things from a calendar perspective, I don't know if you saw this, but if you add an event to a calendar, so let's say, for example, you're trying to set up an appointment with someone, like I was with you today. So I can say, you know, a meeting with Daniel as an appointment. and I can make that either a public or a private, so other people can join in. In my participants, I can find all the Daniels, and I'm sure I'll find you in there somewhere. So I can literally flag somebody straight into that particular appointment. But the other thing, if I click here, what that gives me as well is a public calendar link. So I can actually, if I go to edit the event, sorry, where are we? Somewhere here, I can, maybe I need to make it public. Ah, sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. I should have done it from the calendar itself. Up here in the calendar, my apologies. Can you see that little share icon there?
Where am I looking?
In the, so on my screen up the top right-hand corner is this share functionality.
Yep.
This link that's created, what I can do is I can literally send that link to you, and you can see my calendar and my available time slots.
Oh, that's,
so
that's cool.
If I, you know, I typically have work from 10 a.m. until, 10 p.m. or whatever, and I have an hour for lunch. I can use this calendar and I can block my times. And if I simply send the link, if I'm trying to get someone to pick a spot in my calendar, I can literally just send them a link and say, find your own spot, right? So that link literally opens up that calendar. I can see all of the available spots. I can click, and I can pick my own time, which then updates the calendars on both sides, of course.
Yeah, no, that's an awesome feature. That's real cool.
Cool. So I mean, there's lots of little things that are probably hidden in the system like that as well. What we've tried to do, mate, is create a minimum product to start us off with, like something that's the very basics, where we've got the messaging functionality, where we've got the connection of all of the different, LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter, all of that different stuff coming in, where we've got the contacts and the calendars. So this is kind of our minimum product. And then based on feedback, we're going to be, obviously tweaking that. Can I ask you, mate, one of the questions I had here, which I just, again, making sure we're on the right track. What would be this? Obviously, GoJeo is free, and it always will be. But it's a big change for people to get them to change from their typical daily life. Do you know what I mean? Like going from checking emails every day to using GoJeo is, from logging into Facebook and keeping up with your friends to using GoJeo, from doing everything in different places in one. It's a big change for people. Can I ask you, if you were to use this as the sole single centralized platform for your daily online life, what would be the biggest things that it must be able to do to make sure that you were comfortable in that?
I think it would probably just be the probably notifications that you get from Facebook. Either you've synced it to your phone or got your computer on, so you know you've got a notification. Same with your emails. Is that a feature that is already available?
Absolutely, and we've got an app as well. I'll just so knowing, like, somebody sends you a message to know about it. In other words.
Yeah. Just so you can. I think the main thing that people would probably have, a fear of changing to GoJeo would be whether their stuff is safe. People are always on about safety and storage and using the cloud and everything. I think once people know that it's safe to use, and that nothing's going to happen to their information, it's not going to be logged in or hacked by anyone else, I think it would be fine. With change on anything, people are a little bit apprehensive, but once they get going with it, they sort of grab it with both horns and just go. Yeah,
sure. That's a good point with the safety. I think maybe we need to, we've got all of the encryption in the back end, of course, but I think we need to make that a public thing, so we talk about how the data is encrypted and all that kind of stuff.
Just for people's peace of mind, because everyone's always worried about their Facebook or anything they've got online being hacked and sent around the World Wide Web to other people and everything. I'm not so, I've got backups and all sorts of stuff going on, so I'm not too worried about that sort of carry on. But for someone that wanted to get on board with GoJeo and use it, that would probably be, as far as I could see, their major probably sticking point. How safe is their stuff going to be on your platform?
Good point. Thank you, mate. I will make sure that we really emphasize that. one of the things you mentioned was the notification. I agree with you. So, you know, getting those little notifications on your phone. We've got the GoJeo app for both iOS and Android, which will be released pretty soon. We've actually got the base level version of it, but as we've made the changes to GoJeo Central, we've pulled off the app from the app stores just to make sure that we get the base functionality right on the desktop, and then we can make sure we have the right things going to the app. With notifications, we've got a principle that we call a priority contact. So I've got contacts here up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
See the little star next to them? So for example, if I tick somebody, if I make that person a priority contact, first of all, I don't know if you just saw that, but first things first, they jump up to the top of the queue.
Yeah.
So then it's no longer in alphabetical order. Jack's now at the top because I've marked him as a priority contact. And I can do that the same here with Nick, for example, and it'll automatically put the top priority contacts at the top. The other thing is I can click on any one of those contacts and go directly to their profile or send them a message directly from their screen. But the other thing that priority contacts do is priority contacts, we've got a system in place where, say for example, you're looking for the notifications, and we're looking to build GoJeo as an efficiency increasing tool, right? How to increase your efficiency. So what we've done is with this priority contacting, we've got a setting in there where you can turn on only notifications from your priority contacts will come through. So in other words, you've got a lot of noise that comes out of Twitter, a lot of noise that comes out of your email inbox and Facebook. You can turn on priority contacting so that your the notifications in the system only pick up your priority contacts, not the rest of the noise. Is that something that you would see a value in?
Yeah, definitely. That would be very handy. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Would you think that I guess cutting out a lot of the chatter might mean you're missing out on, I don't know, social things or things that distract you during the day? And a lot of people would find that restrictive, as in I'm not getting the notifications from Joe and Sally because I haven't ticked them as a priority contact, but when my boss emails me, I know about it, kind of thing. It's something that you could turn on or off, but would you
exactly.
Initially, would you think to turn it on or off?
I would probably turn it on and prioritize who I wanted to hear from, and probably just leave it at that. I don't need to read a couple of hundred emails about affiliate offers and all that sort of carry on.
Sure.
I just need to read the ones from clients and all that sort of carry on. So no, I think
so that would help you get more, I guess, more productivity out of what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, on a daily basis, I log into Gmail and I'll go through, clear my trash, clear my spam, and then just scour down the list to people that I've, like yourself, who I've got products off and things like that. And those are the ones I only really want to hear from. I get hundreds of affiliate offers on a daily basis, this, that, and everything else. And from people that I may have, I might have bought a product off someone and they knew that person, so now I've become subscribed to their list. It gets a bit messy in the old Gmail at the time. So if you could only get notifications from like people that you've either bought products from or doing work with, for me personally, I think that would be a huge benefit, and it would be a good selling point as far as I can see. Then people wouldn't be cluttered with reading unnecessary garbage, really. They would get to read what they needed to read.
Awesome. I'm with you, mate. So from an email management perspective, you know how in Gmail we've got inbox, you've got spam, you've got trash, you've got sent items. So like I've got the email component up on the screen right now, the email and messaging. Would you think like a section at the top of the screen here, which is just your priority emails, no matter when they came in, that puts the priority up the top here, and then you can still scan through the rest of your email inbox, but the priority ones just pop up the top. You can deal with them, see them, they get sifted out of the rest of the noise.
Yeah, no, that would be definitely helpful.
Okay.
Or even an extra, like they have on Gmail, how they have different labels. You could have a label for priorities only, so that anything else will just come. Oh yeah, you can do that. Cool.
So you can add labels, but I'm just thinking to make priority a set label, like like, you know, one that you don't have to set up. So priority label.
Yeah, well, you know how in Gmail you've got your normal inbox, and then you can set up, you know, one for promotions or one for whatever else you want to include. Like if you had it set in GoJeo as, you know, you've loaded up your priorities from, say, for instance, yourself, me, Nick, whoever you wanted to hear from, and that was a tab up on the screen.
Literally switch between priority mail and the rest of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would, for me, it would clarify that, you know, there's a separate side for the important emails, and the rest is basically stuff I don't need to pay attention to right now, because that's how you waste half your day.
No,
so
I completely agree with you.
Reading junk that you don't need to.
There'll be a billion marketers that hate the fact that we do that, because it'll mean their messages get buried further down. But the whole point of this app is to increase the productivity. So that's what we're trying to achieve.
Well, you don't want to receive tons of spam. You know, you want it to be used for helping businesses achieve more. So if a few marketers kick and scream that it's not doing what they want to do, then I wouldn't be too upset about that.
Cool. So one of the questions I've got there as well is we've got like WhatsApp or any of the other messaging apps out there, Messenger itself. We've got our own internal messaging system which sends GoJeo to GoJeo. Would you use, obviously, if you're in this dashboard and it was as quick as any other platform, would you create messages and send messages from within GoJeo?
If I could do it in the same platform rather than have to go to Messenger or WhatsApp or anything like that, that would save a heck of a lot of time.
Cool. The other thing is, as well, what it does is it keeps a record of those things on file. So if you've got a message that you've received on Facebook from someone else, and then you replied on GoJeo, and then they send you a file on LinkedIn, or, you know, multiple channels that people are reaching you on, in their contact file, it keeps a record of all of that. So you've got the message they sent you on Messenger, the message you replied on GoJeo, like everything stays in the back of that particular contact. So you've got like this trail, I guess, of messages and this back and forth conversations with people. So this is, you've got this contact card, I guess, that fills up with all of the stuff that's happened with that particular person.
No, I think that'd be that's a good feature. That's awesome.
Awesome. Mate, again, this is the first time I've done kind of a walkthrough with anybody, so I'm just working off the questions that I've got there that I had before. But one of the questions I had, Daniel, was what would stop you using the platform? Like, what would you, if it didn't do this, I wouldn't use it, or, you know, like, what would be something that would mean I just can't use this?
From what I can see and what I've gone through and had a look at, I currently can't see anything that would prevent me from actually using it. It does exactly what it's meant to do.
Okay, that's awesome. For me, it would be email, which is, you know, if it didn't do email, I couldn't.
Yeah, well, that's true. No, I think you've included all the basics that people do in their everyday sort of working day. You know, people want to check their emails, they want to, when they're at work, sneak and check their Facebook profiles or send a message on Twitter and things like that, and it definitely covers all of those bases. So I personally couldn't find a reason why I wouldn't use it. No.
Okay. Well, a couple of the things that we've got coming, speaking of Facebook and that kind of stuff, sneakily check your Facebook. I know of a lot of businesses that actually ban Facebook at the office.
Yeah, they should.
Which is interesting. I mean, that's their prerogative, because you can literally lose hours on Facebook, as you know. One of the things that we've got coming within the program is our pro level, and the pro level actually allows you to bring in employees. So let's say, for example, you run a company, you've got 5 staff, you get pro level of GoJeo, and so you connect your 5 staff, and what it does is almost puts a blocker over the Facebook feed during business hours for those 5 staff. So in other words, me as an employer, I say, Joe is my employee and I want to connect him to my pro account, right? So Joe gets a message that says, you know, XYZ employer, your boss has connected you to the pro account, and this means, you know, you won't be able to use your Facebook during the working day or whatever. Obviously, you would know about that being an employee, and you'd get the message up on the screen. Would you find, from a boss's perspective, bosses fall over themselves for that? They're like, oh, yeah, that's great, you know, but from an employee perspective, everybody feels a bit hard done by and rejects that as an idea. Where do you sit on that? What would be your thought?
Oh, no, I'm with you on that. If you know, if it's that important to them, I'm sure they've got a cell phone that they can always look at, you know, and they have breaks. So it's not like a couple of hours missing out on a tweet or a Facebook post is actually going to hurt them. I think like social media sites and all that sort of stuff shouldn't be allowed in workplaces. I know people that spend they go to work for 8 hours and they spend more than on the computer on Facebook. So it's like
that'll be the debate, I think, for the next 10 years of GoJeo. So, mate, what else would you like to see in the system? You've had a couple of days with just, you know, walking through it. You kind of got the understanding of what it's built for as that centralized platform. What would you like to see in it that would make it, you know, invaluable for you?
Well, I only signed up on the basic account, so I can't see what else is available. But I imagine, because I've only got Twitter and Facebook, and you said you mentioned YouTube and LinkedIn, things like that. They're obviously on the upgrades, are they?
No, they're there as well. You can just go into your settings, into your accounts, I think it is, or social media feeds. Sorry, there we go. Where are we? Social media feeds. There we go. And you can, over in the right-hand corner here, add in additional social media feeds. So you can connect your LinkedIn. You can connect your all of the different ones there as well. So just in the settings area. So I'll go back a screen. The upgrade, when we go to GoJeo Pro, which isn't open as yet, by the way, we'll have things like more storage. Obviously, you've got I think it's 2 gigabytes as a free member.
Yep.
But you also get what we call meeting rooms as well. So you get this miniature meeting rooms, which you can have an online meeting with up to 10 people. So it's like a webinar room, basically. If you need to collaborate with, you know, a couple of people, you can invite them in. You can have an interactive whiteboard, so you can draw flowcharts on the screen and everybody can contribute. So that's one of the big features, is the meeting rooms and the whiteboard. So if you've got the pro level plan, you'll get that meetings room as well as the storage. You also have a really in-depth project planning and task management element to the pro. So multiple stage projects where you can assign due dates, like a real full-on project management system. And the other part of the pro is like a sales funnel, like for anybody in a sales environment, they can track leads to conversions to, you know, follow-ups. It becomes like a platform where they can use it as a sales funnel management system as well. So that's the pro. They're not pro is actually not turned on as yet, but that's the features that'll be in the pro set.
I guess as a internet marketer, you're always looking to get leads and promote stuff to people. Is that something that you'd consider as a feature, maybe like adding, I don't know, like a lead page or something like that, so you can, like
a landing page designer or something like that?
Landing page builder or designer or something like that. Just a basic, simple one, you know, nothing too out there.
I might think about like a blog, like an internal blog. But I think what we're trying to achieve with the platform is not quite, I guess, a web page designer or builder or that kind of stuff. GoJeo, when it started, mate, just as a bit of an insight, if that makes sense. GoJeo started as a back in the days when I was just kicking it off. I actually originally designed it as a communication tool, like a mass communication tool. Here's my contacts, send out messages, that kind of stuff. You know, coming from that internet marketing background. But very, very quickly I realized that that's not the position that has the mass market appeal. For me, that was kind of like landing pages and squeeze pages and autoresponders and that kind of stuff, that's a distinct segment of the market. So what we tried to create with GoJeo was more like a productivity dashboard, I guess. So I would say no at the ability to create, kind of be a web page designer or creator inside of GoJeo. I think it's probably not going to be the strength of the program.
Would you be able to upload, like if you designed a landing page and you wanted to send it to someone?
Yep, absolutely. So you can do that now with the shared files. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you can save it in Dropbox or Google Drive or GoJeo itself.
One thing I just had a look at, I just went back into the GoJeo page. You've got refer a friend.
Yes.
What if you don't have this? Maybe instead of, could you hang on? You refer a friend, so you put in their email, their name, and all that, and you send it off to them. Is it possible to like share that? Like refer it and share it to like your Facebook page or your LinkedIn page to let all your contacts on LinkedIn know that this is coming out in the market. Is that something, that a feature that is already inbuilt or something that you'd consider?
So like posting a link direct?
It's, posting a link directly from GoJeo to your LinkedIn page within the GoJeo system without having to jump out and post it on LinkedIn or anything like that.
That's a great idea. I hear you loud and clear, mate. That is an excellent idea. I'll make that.
I know people will definitely jump on board and they'll want to refer friends. They want to say, hey, check out this new product that's just come out. It centralizes all your Facebook or your email and everything like that. Check it out, and they'll just want to flick off a link to either their Facebook page or their Google Plus page or anything like that. I think that would be something that would definitely be beneficial to have on there.
That's a great idea, mate. I really like that. To make it, I mean, for us, the ability to grow this platform, with people sharing and that kind of stuff is absolutely key. So whatever helps people to share it easier, I'm all for. So I'll make sure that that's in play.
Yeah, because I went in to refer a friend. It was like, I know the email, I know the first name, I know the last name. I thought, but I've got like 700 or 800 people on my LinkedIn profile that I'm sure they're all business people, and anything that makes their life easier and their day more productive, that'll be definitely for it.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great idea, mate. I'll make that share functionality a lot easier to use as well. So overall, mate, you think? Place in the market, do you think it'll have, do you think people will enjoy using it? Is it something that
yeah, I think they will. It's very simple to use. It's very user friendly. Everything's laid out correctly, nicely. It's got a nice platform. Everything stands out. It's not all cluttered and everything like that. As far as I can see and am aware, I would definitely vouch for it. And as soon as you get that profile the sharing to LinkedIn and everything up, I'll be sending it out to all my contacts to let them know about it.
I appreciate that. Well, that gives me the hurry on, Daniel. I'll make sure. I'll get that through with the team.
I'm sure you're busy enough as it is without adding to your list.
No, mate. Do you know what? The most important thing for me at the moment is talking to yourself and the other sort of 4 or 5 people that I've invited in as a concierge level within GoJeo. So this has been our biggest development for the last 2 years, 18 months, 2 years. And so that has a priority, mate. I'll make sure that it's done quick smart.
I'm pretty sure it'll do very well for you, Alder. It's a good platform, eh? It's probably something that people have been screaming out for quite some time and scratching their head and thinking, where is it? How can I get everything all in one location so I don't have to go to Facebook and Twitter and everything like that? But I think you should be very proud of it. It's an awesome product.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. Daniel, the last thing is there's down the bottom there's a feedback. If the whole purpose of getting you guys in at this kind of beta stage is so that we can get feedback. If you're going through and you think to yourself, it's frustrating that I can't do that, just can you flick it through? Can you let us know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, definitely.
Use that feedback tool. It actually creates a ticket on our support desk. So hit that, if there's something that you think, it'd be great if we could, or frustrating that it doesn't, or, anything at all, the whole purpose is to make this platform, just hum with whatever people need to have. So flick us the feedback, mate. Anything that you think of or come across, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, no, definitely will do.
Awesome, mate. Daniel, thank you so much, mate. Enjoy GoJeo, and I'll make sure I look after you along the way too, and flick you up to a pro level account or something like that, just to say thanks.
No worries. Thanks, Walter. Pleasure talking to you.
Cheers. Speak soon. Thanks, bye.
Bye.